Good morning, everybody. It's Pastor Randy, and it's Burt, and it's Lucy. And let me give you a shot here of Mr. Burt. Can't see Miss Lucy. It's dark on the other side of the lawn, but there's Mr. Burt trying to say good morning to everyone. And happy Monday to you. Hard to believe the weekend's already over again, isn't it? But it is. I hope you had a great weekend. I hope you had a great yesterday worshiping God, joining church somewhere, somehow, because, man, there's so many opportunities, isn't there, to be in church on Sunday mornings, right in your living room, all the way to getting up and going to church wherever you might be. But I hope you had a great day. I know we sure did here. Had some wonderful church services. Then we had a little family party. Oh, my gosh, I love it when we get our families together. We had a little fall party, Halloween party. The kids all dressed up and having themselves a good time, and it was great. So I hope you had a great weekend. Hope you had a great Sunday worshiping the Lord. Now here we are, Monday. Hope, even though it's Monday and everybody's back up at it, real world and all that kind of stuff, hope you're having a great day, just to know that Jesus is with you every step of the way. So let me tell you about this morning. First off, I'm not sure what's going on with the kiddos. They're still down there waiting on the school bus, so bus is a little late. We started our day off with an absolute love session with Burt and Lucy right in the middle of the bed this morning. Burt came up a little early, which doesn't surprise me because he just dropped last night and never moved after, I don't know, 8:30, something like that. There goes the school bus, but it's going the wrong way. So we started our morning just loving on Burt and Lucy for a while. I mean, wish I had was able to take some pictures, because it was some really cute photographs of the two of them all snuggled up together. So getting outside. It's nice out here this morning. It's mild, it's comfortable. I got my heavy coat on because I thought it was going to be a little colder, but it really isn't that bad out here. John Doyle, if you're getting out on your front porch for your coffee, still going to want to bundle up, cover up a little bit, because it's still the end of October. It's October 31st. How about that? And not sure what the weather is calling for. It's nice out here at the moment. It's good for a dog walk, but I just looked at the weather. It's like 44 degrees, I thought it said, which doesn't feel that cold. But getting ready to rain. It looks like it's going to rain all day long, on and off. Not a good time for having hound dogs, so we're going to try to get a really good walk in this morning. I got to tell you, the sky is dark looking, and it's just an orangish glow over on the horizon. Let me give you a picture of it here from the south end of Hagerstown, but can you see that? I mean, it looks even prettier on the camera than just looking down that way. Doesn't it look like those northern lights there with that light blowing up? But anyway, it's nice out here, so get out and enjoy yourselves. Get out while it's not raining yet and take a little walk. Get your joints loosened up, get your heart ticking, get some deep fresh air down deep into your lungs. That's just good for you, right? And have yourselves a great day, because you know what, no matter what the weather is, Jesus is right there with you because he loves you. Let me get on with my Burt Blurb so we can go get on with our Monday morning. So we were walking over, taking a walk last night before I'm trying to think of when. It was a little earlier. We didn't get the late walk in because the dog just plopped, but I guess about 8 o'clock or so. Walked over toward Tom's house. I guess a little earlier than that, actually, because it was just getting dark. And Tom was just coming out of his house, my neighbor Tom, right across the yard. And then we stopped and chatted for a little bit. Well, I noticed that he had a little something in a bowl, and when he stepped out, he just tossed something out across the yard, okay? And so we chatted for a little bit, and then we started walking away, and Lucy wanted to stop, and whatever it is that Tom had tossed out in the yard, she started munching on. So I'm like, I wonder what in the world it was. So I asked Tom, I said, what'd you toss out of your bowl across the yard? You know what it was? Peanut shells. And there's Lucy just munching away at him, having a good old time. Now, Bert, he just sniffed them, and then they kind of walked the other direction. I personally have never eaten peanut shells. I like peanuts, especially those ones you get on the airplanes, I forget what flavor they are, but boy, are they good. Anyway, she's just sitting there having herself a good old time, and I got to thinking about, when God pours things out for us to chew and to munch on and have ourselves a good old time. So let me take you back, tell you the whole story, okay? Exodus chapter 16. You remember when they were marching through the wilderness and on their way to the promised land? They're grumping and grumbling, and then they finally ran out of food, and they're grumping at Moses. What are we going to eat? What are we going to eat? And you remember what God did? Poured down manna. Exodus chapter 6, I believe. Trying to look, no, Exodus chapter 16. Check it out, Exodus chapter 16. And, they're fussing and growling, and God pours out manna and just gives every morning. They walk out and they get a couple quarts of manna that keeps them for the day. Just pours it out on the ground, just like Lucy munching on her peanut shells, having a good old time, and it kept them. Now they got tired of it. That's a whole nother story. But don't we? God pours out blessing, then after a while we get tired of it. But that's a whole nother story. The point is that He provided in an amazing way, just pouring out manna for a million people to have every morning as they walk through the wilderness. What an amazing thing. But then it gets even better than that. Let me take you all the way to John chapter 6, okay? You guys are going to know this story. 5,000 people came out to listen to Jesus preaching, and they started getting hungry, and the Bible says they were distance away from town and all the fast food and what have you. And so the disciples said, we need to send them away because they're starting to get hungry and grumpy. And Jesus says, oh, how about you guys feed them? And they didn't have a clue what they were going to do to feed 5,000 people. What did Jesus do? Took one little boy's lunch. I always get this backwards, so you guys help me out. It's either 5 loaves and 2 fish or 2 loaves and 5 fish. But he took this tiny little lunch and multiplied it. It was enough to feed 5,000 people plus. What an amazing thing, right? And God says, hey, hang with me and I'll take care of you, right? I'll provide for you, just like Lucy and her peanut shells tossed out. She's just having a blast with them, But it gets even better than that. Listen to this. The next morning they go looking for Jesus. Jesus had left that place and went across the other side of the lake. They finally catch up with him and they say, hey man, what's for breakfast? And that's when Jesus says, look, let me tell you what the best breakfast is at all. So you're chasing after me because you got a pretty good lunch yesterday and you got your bellies full. Now you're back to get your bellies full again. But let me tell you, I got some bread for you that will last forever, the tastiest stuff you could ever have. And they're all like, oh, tell me what this bread is. And that's when Jesus says, John 6 verse 35, I am the bread of life. I am all you need. I am your sustenance. I am your provision. I am your provider. I am everything. I am the bread of life. I can take care of you like nobody's business. If you just hang with me, follow me, and trust in me, I will provide. I will be your provision. I will be everything you need. The bread of life. John 6:35. Now what's that mean? How do you take hold of Jesus and have him like a great big bread sandwich? His word. Chew on his word, munch on his word, digest his word. I'm telling you, it's like the best feast you can ever have to get into his word and follow his word and let his word direct your life in every way. That's when Jesus becomes the bread of life. That's when you start to realize he is all I need. He is all I need. I am the bread of life. And you know what that'll do for you? A great day anyway. So go check it out. Exodus chapter 16 and John chapter 6. Read the whole chapter, John chapter 6, but verse 35 is where it gets really good. I am the bread of life. I am everything you need. Digest on me, chew on me, take me in, and I will give you the greatest day anyway. Let me go back and say good morning to everybody here this morning. Lorraine Golden, good morning to you. Lorraine, we're having trunk or treat tonight, at least we're hoping to. Might be, weather might mess it up a little bit, but Lorraine, they've delivered the barricade so we can block off the road. So we're going to have a whole little block party tonight. Come on out and join us. Hot dogs and candy and such. Cousin Mark, good morning to you. Good seeing you on here this morning. Peggy Dudley says 5 loaves and 2 fish. Thank you, Peggy. Good morning. Ruthie Winfield says, I remember that story. Love the message. Thanks, Cindy Lou. Good morning to you. Have a great week, kiddo. Kathy Druger, my buddy from Richmond. Good morning. Have a great day anyway, Kathy. Ruthie, never heard of a dog eating peanut shell. Me either, but you never know what Lucy's going to get into. You just never know, do you? And Stella, good morning to you. It's good seeing you on here this morning. Mary and Tim Brown, good morning. Loving you guys, keeping you in my prayers. And Peggy says it's supposed to rain, so hopefully we'll be okay. Watch for a report. We might have to adjust tonight if we get too much rain. Anyway, thank you, Peggy. Ruthie, good morning. Robert Elliott, good morning to you. Good seeing you on here this morning. Let's see, Dawn and Dave and Ladybug, good morning. Greggy and Ruthie Smith at the top of the page, good morning, you guys. Hey, I love you to pieces. Thanks for joining us. Exodus chapter 16 is where it begins, all the way back in the old way, in the front of the New Testament, and then all the way to John chapter 6. Amazing. I am the bread of life. Take hold of me. I give you everything you need. I take care of you in every perfect way. Going to give you a shot of the sky as we go today. Hey, have a great day anyway, because God loves you. And I'll see you next time.